This tutorial is going to teach you how to use cat command, C-U-T, cat. How to, and it's going to be what is cat command. And I'm going to demonstrate it on Linux Ubuntu, this one. So without further ado, let's just get started with the Linux Ubuntu, and I'll show you what is the command cat do. So let me just get into the virtual machine here. So after I log into the virtual machine successfully, obviously I have to type in the password correctly, and that's the password. So as you can see here, I'm typing hostname followed by the print working directory, where the directory I'm currently on, and then the date today is April 23rd, and I'm running the calendar command. So on Linux command, you could just run any Linux command to just get a status of what the output of that command is. And normally, every command that you do, I'm going to do clear screen here. I'm sorry, let me just lowercase it. Linux is case sensitive, as you know. If you type it in uppercase, it doesn't work. But if I just create a alias called clear like this, and then just assign the command lowercase clear, then I could type in clear in uppercase would work. And that is because the other command is assigned to it. But Linux is case sensitive, so make sure that if you want to just run a command in uppercase, just assign the lowercase or combination of the command, whatever is the syntax for that command. So let's just see what is cat command do. Cat command by itself removes a section from each line of a file. So that's the definition of a cat command. It has a lot of arguments, and I'm going to go through each of these arguments, whether you want to look for a byte or character or a delimiter or a field separator, and then you have the complement that is going to just do the opposite and inverse. So what is not selected, and then these other one also dash output dash delimiter is also very useful command. Sometimes the input delimiter, whatever is the choice, you could just change it to a string for output delimiter. I could show you that one also, and you can see the other options with dash dash help dash versions and zero terminated. All of that are there. So cat command is very, very useful, similar to awk and then sed and other ones. They are very, very xarg. A lot of the commands I showed to you at MyWebUniversity, my YouTube channel, which is this MyWebUniversity. Last time I talked about the Linux xarg command, and then there's a lot of bash tutorial I'm making for it. So the main book that I wrote, The Direct Path to Linux Ubuntu, is all available online for you. You could just come in on this next page, and the Direct Path to Linux Ubuntu table of contents. There's about 13 chapters. In each chapter, I explain all the Linux stuff, and then I also gave you a kind of a choice that you can practice it online without having a Linux Linux operating system installed on your computer or on a laptop or a cell phone or anything. Well, all you need is a browser and internet access. You can come in online, and if you want to learn the basic of Unix commands, go chapter 2. If you want to go advanced, chapter 3. Chapter 4. Intermediate, chapter 3. Shell scripting, chapter 5. So all of those ones plus the dynamic generation for all the commands. I have done it for PDF formats of manual pages on Linux Ubuntu, Linux Rocky, Linux Red Hat, and as well as on the dynamic generation. So if you want to just look for a particular one, let's say you want to just say, give me the cat command PDF format, you type it in, and I just, by clicking submit, you get the cat.pdf, and when you just click on it, you will just be reaching there. And it looks like the banner not the banner, the browser just jumped in front of it. So let me just, this is just advertisement with Google. Sometimes it does that one, and not sure why it kicked in, but let me just go back to my website, and that's something maybe I just have to disable, so they just don't kind of hijack the page. So let's see, and this one is there, and I type in cat command, and then search for it. So now it is generated, and then you just click on it and you get the PDF file. And then this is the PDF file, the same thing that we just saw HTML version of it or a text version of it on the command line. But this PDF file, I just wrote a Python program to just translate this one to a PostScript, and all the PDF stuff that you can see here are available, including the URLs that are there. So if you just want to do code reusability, all the options of cat and awk and other ones, you can still read it for further details on other documentation that are on the internet. So the code reusability is very nice, that you don't have to reinvent the wheel when you just, somebody else wrote some documentation, you just want to point to it. And then the manual pages of this one cat command, as you can see here, if I just say man cat, it is just getting this text one. Since I'm on a Linux Ubuntu, I made the coloring of this one so obvious, so you can see it in a nice format also. But by default, it depends on what you do, your terminal setting and color options in there. Notice this full documentation, this URL is there. However, you're sitting in front of Linux Ubuntu to get this man pages. When you're on a browser, all you're doing is you're sitting in front of a browser, whether you use Firefox, Internet Explorer, or anything, you just type in the command. For example, if you say, give me the command for awk, you just type in awk here, and I just generate the awk.pdf file, and then you come in and read the whole thing here. Again, if there's any URL documentation on the bottom, which is mostly nowadays, all of these ones, they point to the documentations for other details somewhere else. So you are welcome to just go to like GNU.org software projects and this. Since this one was saying that there's a dot, notice at the end of this one, whenever you search for documentation, people, when they write it, they have to make sure that the documentation, the URL is not connected with a dot, because that URL, when you click on it, this dot is added to the end of it. So if I go on this one, let's say I'm just going to go to this and then say man awk, notice that when I go to the end of it, at the end of it, there is a dot at the end of that URL, and then that would just show the same thing. So let's just take it off here. You can just say, well, whenever you click on this one, it says page not found, when it actually the person that had wrote the dot next to that URL. So if you remove it, it goes to the get text there. So it's not an error, but it is just the URL is attached to it. So the pages is still going to be found if you just remove the dot from it. That's all I'm saying. Similarly, if you do some other one that I was showing, that MySQL documentation, there was a option. Let me just show you that one more time, so you understand what it is there. MySQL, for example, when you search for it, my program generated based on the documentation that is the manual pages. So if the manual pages has this URL with right parentheses, when you click on this one is separated, it might work. And then the one that is, you see that this one works because the dot is away from it, but then this one is right bracket is right after it. So then you just have to just remove it, and then the page will be found. So if I just go on the Linux here and just open this one, say man MySQL, for example, you can see at the end of this one, when the URL is shown, there's a lot of it. I just have to, yeah, right here you see that it is just the inside the HTML text file, and the man pages is still, it should have had a space there, and that's why there's information. But let's get back to cat command. I'm going to show you cat command. So please understand that whenever I teach you these things, I may jump from one command to another command. And since I'm trying to teach you to better enhance your career, and I could teach you the concept as well as what is the related command, what is the reference, and all those options. So if you hear me out about cat command, and then all of a sudden I just talk about awk or sed or xorgs or something else, just and understand that they are related, and I'm trying to better help you. It's all for your learning. So I'm on this host name here, and I'm on this directory tutorials. And if I do ls -l, you can see that it is these files. So one of the commands that you can do here, for example, if you just say, I don't want to see this command here, I only want to get this listing from this. So then you can say grep -v for gripping it out. -v means don't show me the total. So that line automatically you took it out. But at this time, let's say you said, well, that's good. Now I put it this one. What if I just want only to show this character, only the first character? So you can use the cat command by doing up arrow this one, and you can say cat -d, and the delimiter normally is a space. So you could say -d delimiter, and then whatever you want, let's say space colon space -f1, for example, field 1. So this one is saying that give me the space, which is this one right here is the delimiter, and then only give me field 1 of it. So the first two are going to show up. And then if I say, no, show me field 1 or field 2 on, this is going to be just field 2 only. But if I want to see field 2 through the end, I just say dash. This is going to say 15.3 and on. And so this is field 2 after the space and everything else after it. So if you want to say, give me field 2, 3 through field 3, then it's going to just give you a couple of them. Notice that some information here, the field 3, and this one is not parsed properly. So I did not get this one. The way you want to do this one, if you want to just get something like this, you could just say, and instead of that, you could say minus, let's say character, let's do 12 on. So you could get, say, 12 on, that would be 15. And if you just say, I want to get 15 through 5 plus 3 is 18, then you could say 19, and then you get all those options here separated the way you want to do it. And then, but a nicer way for this command is that if you just say ls -l, this gives you the information, and you say, let's use awk command, and then you say print $0. So $0 in this case is saying that print the entire line, right? So you're just printing everything back, echoing back there. But if you say $1, then you can see that it's there. If you don't want to see the total, again, you can grep out the total, grep -v total, and then pipe at this. So now grep -v total. I missed that word total. So now, and since my argument is really long, I could just change some of it, but I'm fine with just seeing that those two inputs. So let's say, here's another command you could do, ls minus l, and you say, let's do the grep minus v total. So it's there, but I want to see those, whether it's a directory or a file, I want to just see the first character of it. So you could say cut minus C1. This would just give you the Ds. They are saying directory. You can also do it by byte one. Byte one and through, let's say, byte 4, that would just tells you read, write, execute for the demo, for example, and then read, write, execute for the how to. That's for the ownership. So it is a directory. So if you just say, well, let's do 4, and then also comma, you can do a comma, and then you could say 5 through 8. And then that would say this group of permission that are read, write, execute, read and execute by the group. The group has read and execute, but not write access. Similarly for this one. So then since the group is root, root has the highest privilege, so you could do that one. And you could say, well, that's good. How about the last 3? And instead of 5 through 8, I'm going to do 8 through 12. So let's say that's all that one. But I don't want the 12, so I want up to 10. And those are the 3 that you want. Since I just did this one, I could say show me byte 8 to 10. That would say read and execute for others. So that is the file name. And then at the same time, you could say, so I get the file name and everything. What about if I go to the programs directory here? So cd to how to's, and then right here, there's programs. And now if I just run this list command, notice this time, and this list command is much longer, right? So then I have a lot of files with read, write, execute, everything. So notice that for each one of them, I could get it. But if I just say, just show me the file name, like right here, total, you can see that the list is there. And then you say, what about if I want to just get some information with file.extension or something? So let's do another command here, say ls minus l star.txt. So this is all the files that has the extension .txt. So then I say, let's just do a awk and then print only the file name, right? So $9 is pointing to that one, and you can see that it is that path. So at this time, you're let me just take this information, because and this one might mislead you. Even though the command, I want to only see my prompt to just show $. That's it. So I'm going to say export PS1. Well, prompt shell 1 is currently pointing to show me the user. So if I say echo $PS1, it shows that all that information that I set it on my .bash RC. So automatically it prompts it in a nice interface with username, which is /u, and then somewhere here is /u and /u right here, and then @ symbol, and then the /h for host, and then /w for working directory, and so on. So it will just show the $, but I'm going to do export PS1 is equal only the $. So now the command is much shorter, as you can see here. However, if I do the up arrow here, I'm on this command, and you can see that the command is generating this list. If I do a pwd, I'm obviously on that directory. So that command that I did here, it says show me all that file. So now if I just want to say, well, just give me the file name, not extension. You can use cut here minus D delimiter, and then the delimiter you could put a single quote, colon or double quote, and then make sure you close it with double quote. So now if I just want to say field 1, it would be the file name. And then if I want to say field 2, it would be the extension name. Similarly, if I go to Python directory here, and then I say ls-l star.py, notice all that files are there with the .py. So now I'm on inside the Python, I could just change this one to extension.py, and you will see that one is giving me the file name, field file, and this. And if I just want to know that, well, this is the actual file name, what I want to do is that I could just say, let's just use cut command with a while read for or something, then I can just do that. Let's say I say here and say cut -d, and then that I said you can use double quote or single quote. You can say -f1, and then that would give you only the file name. And you could say while read this variable do, and then you say echo working on $var dot py. Because I cut it with that name, the extension is not there, and now, and then say, I could say, for example, copy $var dot py to $var dot back. So I could make a backup of the same file, and now I could do a ls-ld and $var dot back, and I could list that one dot back first or dot py, doesn't matter, $var dot back, and then say done. Now notice that for each file I made a backup of it, and it is there. So similarly, if I just say now ls-l star dot py, I get the list, and if I say ls-l dot back, I get the list there and there. And if I just say, well, the dot back I just created, let's just delete them. I could just do the same thing here, and then just the py dot back, I could just keep those ones, but I don't need to keep up those many dot back for it. It was for demo purpose. I just at some point decided to just do it. So right here I could say ls-l star dot back, and then get all the list, and then say that I could say, and instead of cut, I could say, for example, xarg for just getting the file name, and then just get the file name like that. But notice that that one has the parameters the way I want to echo it, right? So with everything there, it is not good to just do that one. So you do awk print $9, and then now the file name is there. Then you could say xargs. You could do this one and then rm, or just minus awk, and then you could do also here with xargs minus rm. So that would just get rid of it one way, and then now it's done. And now if I just run this command, there's no file. We just did that one. And if I just run my previous command to back up the files, and then I just create it, now I run this command again. Notice this one xarg $, it still has the backup. So if I want to just do it with the find command, similarly I could say find dot minus name star dot back, and then once I know that the files are there, the one that I want, find minus name, and then you have to put this asterisk and extension like that. So now I could see all of the files that has the extension dot back. If I just don't want them, I could just say minus delete, and then that would just delete them. Now I have this one, no command found on that one, but the star.py is still there. That's what I want to keep, and then it's clean. So now, how about if I just want to use a portion of this one? So I could say, let's say ls minus l, and then I say cut minus character 1 through 10. You can see just read character 1 through 10. Or you can say, show me character 19 through 20. Whatever character you want to read, it is up to you. And then let's say through the end of line, you just read it with dash. Or you could just say, for example, let's say cut, and then say cut minus delimiter, and then a space here, and then minus F1. That would just give you field 1. And if you say comma F2, you could do the comma not F2, just 2, meaning that 1 and 2. And if you just wanted throughout each one of them, you could say dash there. So if you wanted 1 comma 2 comma 3, then you will just get those ones. And then if you wanted the 4, that's up to you. Another command is nice with the things with the cat is let's say you're working on $path, right? Notice they are separated by colon. So if I just say 5 cut minus d, delimiter is colon minus F1. Sorry, I have to close it with double quote when I started with double quote. So now notice that this echo path is doing this, and then when I say this, it is just getting this. And then now I'm interested to see every one of them, not just the first one. So if I say F1 through 9, let's say, I get all of them there. And the last one is a snap D, so I missed a couple of them. I could say dash, that means all of them. The number is important that if you say F1 through 3, it's only gonna go the first 3 after each column. So if you'd say dash, the range is going to be 1 through the end of the line. So at this time, what if I wanna just change this colon to I could use a set command to change it. So like, for example, I could say 5 set command and then say substitute slash colon to, let's say, spaces, like or percentage or something, whatever you want to do. Let's say I wanted to change it to space, then I could say this one and then globally everywhere, and that is giving a space. But now let's say I want to change it to the word Wahid, doesn't matter, you could just add the Wahid to it. And if you just say, well, it did not make sense to have this, maybe user home slash Wahid. So at this time, the delimiter, I'm going to have to do a substitute of different characters. So that way I could use the slash as my character. So that is understood. Home, let's say Wahid, lowercase. And then I just want to add that one, for example, and then say Ben. Whatever is the reason that you're doing that one, and then you could do something like that. But let's just say the separator is colon first. So I'm going to substitute colon to slash home slash Ben and globally, and then that's the command. Let's see why it didn't do it, and then substitute colon slash and this, and then yeah, and this one I don't need the slash there. So because I just was a leftover. So you could see that it changed it to user home Wahid. But normally you don't do these kind of things. What you want to do is, in this case, if I just do this before a separator, I could just say substitute that one to a space. So now notice that there's a space in between them, right? So what if I just want to do an addition to that one? I want to just say use xargs to display them, but notice that xargs is displaying just echoing in this case. But I want to say minus n1, process at a time. So it is going to send the output in a vertical columns, one line at a time, right? So now I have it, but notice that if I just do at this time another cut command, cut minus d delimiter slash for the delimiter minus F1, then you can see that I'm not getting anything. But I could say, well, just do a xargs here, xargs, and then do that one. Now notice that xarg is saying that, well, I did not understand what you were trying to say here. You're doing xargs with a cut, and then I'm not having the right argument. The parameters are not passed on the same. So I cannot just do it the way you want it, because some of them were 3 or 4 lines, and then followed by a slash. Some of them were 1 line. So the right thing to do is not to use a cut command in this case. So you say xargs and then base name. And now, sorry, xargs, and then let's do just right here, xarg base name. Let me just get this information first to the argument. Yeah. So now we did it and say xargs, yeah, xargs minus n1, and then base name. And now you can see that the base name of this, because when you do without this one, you say xargs minus n1, you will get it on like that, right? So in order to do the base name of it, so you can get actually the base name rather than a dir name. If you want a dir name, you just type in dir name here. It will show the path of those ones. So depending on what you want to do with the combination of the command, sometimes cut helps you, sometimes set, sometimes xorg, sometimes translate, sometimes awk and geawk and nog. There's a number of commands, paste, cut, you could use all of them to just help you out depending on your needs. So what if I just do something like pwd? This is my print working directory, and I want to just change every slash to a Windows slash. Like this is Unix slash. Let's say for some reason you want to just change the slash to just do a backward slash like this. I am not seeing any reason that you would do that one. But if you want to change the output of that one using cat command, how would you do that one? So you did the pwd here. Pwd, you just say cut minus delimiter. You could say this slash, and notice that when I do the slash, it's gonna just cut it, but I have to give a field of what I want. And since field 1, before that one is nothing, it is just not writing it. But if I say field 2, then notice that field 2 is going to give you the tutorial after the slash. If I say field 3, it's going to do what? You guessed it right, how to. And if you do field 4, you guessed it right again, programs. And then if you do field 5, it's Python, right? So now, what if you just want all of them? Then if say F1 comma, F1 comma, or through 5, that will just give you everything. If you just don't want the first slash here, you could say 2 on. And then you could just see how it is there. At this time, if you just say, that is good, but I want only Python out of it, rather than doing another cut or something, you could just say here, F5, and then that would give you Python. Or you could just use this output here, and then do another base name here. I'm sorry, another base name would not work this way. You have to use base name followed by the backtick here in your command. So the input of that output of that command become the input of the other one. And if you wanted the directory name before the Python, you say dir name. So those ones are going to be coming up next videos. I'm going to show you more here, and that's what is the objective of this learning is. So now here, let's say you want to change the slash to a backward slash. Whatever reason is there, I'm just telling you that you could do whatever you want to do. So here you could say dash dash output dash delimiter is equal, and then you say that single quote and then backward slash. So you're saying this is my delimiter for input, and then this is my delimiter for output. You're going to change that one for slash to this, and now you are seeing output that doesn't work. Their name is in this case did not understand, because this one is actually the syntax of the input for their name. So let's do this command without the dir name. I'm going to just say pwd here, and then don't do backtick, and that would work. Notice we change it to this. So and the command that we had originally, if we didn't do this one, this would give you that information with slash, and the one that you want to change it to a slash, you would do this. Another thing is that you could do anything here. You could say even a string like Wahid, you can just change it to that. Or you could say, let's just put something like control characters like tab or something. So I'm going to generate control characters. Normally on your keyboard, you could press Control V first and then tab. That will just print one tab. Then you say the word tab, and then I'm going to just write tab, so you will see that before the tab is another tab. So I'm going to say Control V and then another tab and then a second tab. I'm going to write second tab. So now I did this one. Now notice that tabs are separated. But if I want to send this information to a file called p.text, and then now p.text just got generated. So octal dam minus c of p.text, you can see all those tab slash t. You can also vim this file p.text, and then when you're going there, you can see these space. But on a VI or vim improved, you can press escape as a command, and then on the command you do set list. When you do set list, all of the tabs are showing as control I characters. You can see here. So now if I just quit out of this one, also you can use the cat command. So clear screen, let's do a cat here, cat t.text. Notice when I do a regular cat without any argument, I don't see the control characters. But if you want to see the control characters minus EA, t.text, everything is going to show control characters, tabs, and everything there. Control I's there. Okay, so you can do that one. And if you want to see a line number also, minus n line number. There's only one line, so it's there. So cat t.text, you can say, what about a particular one? So if I just do a cat minus d, and then this delimiter now, this time is can I do a tab as a delimiter? Let's try that on Control V and then tab, and then just do this and then say minus F1. So now it picks it up. And if I do minus F2, it will show the tab. And then minus F2 comma F3, that will just show me more. And if I say 3 on, and then it will give everything. So you could just say, give me from the tab 1 to on, everything will be just displayed as if you didn't do this information. And the whole command is there. So, and the nice thing about cat command, it does a lot of other stuff for you. And let's see what other option that I could do, man cat, and then what other option I didn't talk about it. So the byte is the whether you do it one character or one dash C or dash byte, you could get it. Delimiter, we already practiced it. Dash field, we did it. And then the dash S only delimited. Do not print lines not containing the delimited. And then you say that dash complement. The dash complement is also dash dash complement. Maybe the dash version also. So cat dash dash version is telling you the version of the cat command. And if I just do this one, let's say this command, you can see that it shows field the number 1 through this. But let's say I'm going to do a shorter command so you could see. Here I say let's start.py, and then I could see that one, and then I say I'm going to say cut py cut minus delimiter space. I'm going to say minus F1. And then I have to give the space here to just get the first ones. So this is giving me that. And if I say dash dash complement, and then you can see the opposite of that. When what was on the other command, it is not there. So if you do that one for a PWD, you say PWD and then cut minus D. Let's say, and this is a very good example actually. My delimiter slash and then minus F2. You can see the tutorial, and then I say dash dash complement. Then everything but tutorial. That's really nice to complement that one, rather than just exactly doing what you want. So the dash dash version we also covered. Another command that's useful on the etc password. Usually, if you say awk minus f, then you can say the awk by default is space separator, but you can do say colon is my separator, and then etc password, and it will just you have to do what you want to print from that file. So you could say print $0, or and you could just leave it blank. That means everything from $0 or print, that would just do the same thing. So notice that here when I did this one, I missed a single quote here, so it didn't do it, and then now it did it. So you could say $1, print only the username information. The list is huge, so I could say, for example, let's just do head minus 5 of them. So you can say root, daemons, Ben, and says those are the users. At this time, if I just want to say, and instead of cut awk stuff, I could do a cut command. So how do I do that one? You say cut minus D and then colon minus F1. That gave you the same output. Notice the awk is a little bit longer, but cut is shorter. It doesn't matter. You could just do whichever one you want. It's your choice. And if you want to say, give me field 2, for example, field 2, that would be the access, which is a placeholder on the password file. And field 3 is the user ID. That's just one character. So if I say head minus 5 of etc password file, you can see that the user ID is just 0, there's 1, 2, and 3, and that's why we get the user IDs. And then similarly, if we want a group ID, that would be field 4. Field 4. And then slash home is the next one. So if I just say field 5, that would be the actual user there. The slash home is the next field this, and there, let's see, head, yeah, so this is the root is after this field is daemon. Yeah, daemon is the next one. Now slash user slash sben is the directory. But if this was like, for example, Wahid user, let's do you could just say, for example, grep minus I wahid etc password, and you can see the slash home. The first one is field one is user ID. Second was this placeholder for the shadow file, the user ID, and then group ID, and then the real name, and then these commas, like if you have a last name, first name. Then the slash home wahid is the home directory, and then the shell. So you can also get end password wahid. You will see the same output here. So when you do this kind of things with the cat command, you basically are interested on a particular one of them. So if I just say cat minus d colon and minus f1, you on which file? So I have to say etc password, and I get it. And now if I say sort that one, you can get that less, and then you say grep only minus I for sys, and then you could just get those one. And then if you say, well, let's just cut it off or something, you can do so many other commands with it. And then you can use xorg, awk, while read, and all the other ones. I do want to just extend this one to behind the capability of time that is allowed for a given video. Otherwise, people get bored of just seeing something with so many examples. If you have any question, please add on to as a comment and say that I had this question or I had this difficulty to just do something. The objective of these videos is to make sure the students and developers and everyone that are needing some documentation, you can go to my website, technical documentation are there. I'm making these videos for the sake of teaching you Unix and Linux and Windows and programming and other ones. So if you go to my website here, this book that I wrote, and the entire book is online available for you, basically to teach you everything chapter by chapter. For example, if you're an advanced person, go to chapter 4. I have the entire Linux commands, whether you want to create a user or adding, I show you all this by example. At the same time, for each of these rows, I have a video here that I made already, and then you could watch the video and learn it online. And if you want to practice it, let's say you want to learn the PS3 command, you just come in here and then click on it, and I'll run the command on my Linux server. I give you the output on your browser, and you're welcome to learn it. If you wanted manual pages for it, you just come in again here, just click on the PS3, and I'll just produce the output here. If you say, what about cat command? Can I just get that one? Yes, you just get the cat command. And if you say on this command, you just say that you did these ones. Do you have the cat command here somewhere? It might be under chapter 3 or chapter 4. So if you look at command and you just go, yeah, cat command is right here. So you can just practice it here online here. And what is cat command? It says remove section from each of the lines, cut output selection. So these are the man pages that you can also come in here and just generate it or read it and understand it. And then obviously it is just very nice for you to read it. And if you needed the PDF file, I produce it for you. And if you want to practice it online on my Linux server, you just click on the button as if you're sitting in front of a machine. And then I say, this is a test, and cut minus character 1 through 7. And this is a test that's output here. Similarly, if you just click on this one, and that's character 1 through 15, and then that's printed out. So a lot of the option, like you do this one, start.html, cut minus delimiter. So normally, if I'm not allowing something like this, because the word star is used, I don't want somebody, a hacker, to just hack the system and then get the information. So whatever I allow it, it's going to work. If you come in and say, this is cool, I just could come in chapter 5 and practice online commands. Yes, you can. You could just come in on this script directory. You can run the scripts, or you could just type in here your command here. Say uname -a, And these are generated dynamically for you. You can say, for example, today is date is right now is 11:40 Pacific Standard Time. You could see that one on this Tuesday, April 23rd. You can type in calendar and you get the calendar. So every command that I'm doing that one, you can just do this kind of practice it online as well. And then if you just say, show me the script, here that script, give me the output of the if arguments 10 and 10 are equal or not. Yes, you run it here. I just give you the two numbers are equal. But if you want to see how that the script is there, here's the all the scripts on shell script. And if you want to just read more or do this, all these videos are for you to just teach you more further. And I'm making more videos for you out of my book that I have about 200 slides here. So you're going to learn a lot of them. And some of them I have already made videos. Some of them is going to be just coming. So please stay tuned, learn and enjoy your family and enjoy your life. Help yourself and your family and your loved ones. And love and peace to the entire globe. Make sure that you support peace and prosperity for all. Take care. God bless you. Bye-bye.